If you haven't seen Safari Mickey, then you haven't been to Camp Mini Mickey. That's the home of two of the best stage shows at Walt Disney World, Pocahontas and the Festival of the Lion King, which bring together the color, the music, and the magic of Disney.
Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse.
One of the challenges that Imagineering faced when we built Disney's Animal Kingdom was that we knew that the guests coming to Florida in each of our parks would expect to see Disney characters. Well, we couldn't figure out how we were going to put Disney characters in the real live Animal Kingdom. We decided in the last 9 months before the park opened to add a land to the park called Camp Mini Mickey. We explored parts of the United States and decided that the Adirondacks was what we wanted to design our land around.
Hello.
It was a challenge for us in such a short amount of time to do it, but I think all of a sudden, you know, Minnie and Mickey had a home at Animal Kingdom, and it was very fun. So now all the Disney characters live in Camp Mini Mickey.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, you're as welcome as can be. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
There's a lot of theater in the park. The most popular one is Festival of the Lion King.
I heard about the Lion King on Broadway, and so when we came down here, absolutely wonderful. That's all I have to say.
That show is inspired by the animal world, specifically the animals of Africa. So we took that concept plus what you might want to call the tribal approach to costume that you find in a lot of the villages of Africa. We took traditional African designs and we melded it into a whole new look, which is absolutely stunning.
The costumes in particular really make a lot of that show work. So there's a lot of beading and a lot of feathers and things like that that make up all the costumes themselves.
Everybody look left. Everybody look right. Everywhere you look, I'm sitting in the spotlight.
So the tumble monkeys actually were challenging from the standpoint of the design that we tried to put into the costume itself to make it look like monkeys.
My name is Rick Sweezy. I'm a tumble monkey here at the Festival of the Lion King at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you.
The show consists of, as you'll see, a trampoline, high bar, rings, and a trapeze. We have people hanging from each other, swinging from each other. It's really a fun show. We get to go out there and act like we're 10 years old and monkeys with great skills.
The monkeys, when they're bouncing around and stuff and doing all those acrobats things.
We try to have the demeanor of a monkey, meaning hanging by one arm, you know, a lot of sounds, a lot of movement, a lot of low crouching things, and actually we have to go through a couple of classes to learn how to become monkeyish.
We were almost ready to leave the park when somebody we were talking to said, you gotta see the show before we leave. And I'm glad we did, because this is the highlight of the day.
The entire show is pretty much a collaboration of, there's dancers, there's singers, there's stilt walkers, there's gymnasts, all mixed into one gigantic show.
I like the acrobatics, and the dances were fun, and I like Simba, the elephant, Timon, and Pumbaa, and I like the whole show.
Hakuna Matata, that's the song that I like.
It means no worries for the rest of your day. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Every story that's being told here is a really important one, and the guests have a great time, and they have a lot of adventure and experiences here that they'll take home with them.
Here at Grandmother Willow's Grove, we have a show called Pocahontas and Her Forest Friends. During the regular show, Pocahontas is on stage, and it's like she's playing through the forest, and she hears forest destruction, and she's concerned. Grandmother Willow tells her that there's a prophecy, that there's a protector of the forest. So Pocahontas needs to visit with her forest friends to find the protector of the forest. We have a training session, which is where we kind of unveil the magic of the show, and we are discussing the training techniques that we use, and we open that to our guests, because actually a big part of our training is getting the animals used to the guests and used to lots of people seeing them.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Monica, and I'm one of the animal trainers here at Grandmother Willow's Grove. What we're going to be working today are several different animals. We're going to be working a raccoon, a porcupine, a skunk, and some birds.
When the animals come out into the forest and they're visiting with Pocahontas, The magic of that is actually the training that the keepers do. So they've trained the animals to go from point A to point B. It's a very natural behavior. The animals are either walking or flying or crossing along a vine, something that they would naturally do.
All of our animals are trained to crate to crate behavior, A to B behavior. And what we did was just set the crates a couple feet apart and ask him to just go that distance and slowly increase the distance until we could get him to go back down into the hole again. Now the next animal we're going to be working is a porcupine. He doesn't want to go out of the crate, or he wants to roam all over the stage or chase one of the trainers, these little things. It's not quite what we want on the stage during the show, so what we're doing is trying to practice him in between shows to kind of redirect him as to exactly what his behavior is supposed to be.
Basically, our goal is to touch every heart. You're visualizing someone playing through the forest, and that's Pocahontas, and she's able to see her forest friends and kind of the special bond that she has with those. And I think that it does inspire people. She teaches us that conservation is a part of what we need to do, and a part of what we can do is protecting the forest and protecting animals.